Hey everyone, we're live again with another live game dev live stream. This is part 3 of this first person RPG game that we're making called The Legend of Beuveretta. And this is the first sort of section of the game set on like an island shore, and the past couple of streams we were like blocking out the area, trying to figure out where all the side quests were going to go. And then I started to, instead of using blocks, I started to like figure out like what we're going to make. So some rocks, you know, some bits for the cliff cliff edges. There's a little seashell here, a very poorly made one. So today I'm just going to continue making some assets. So we're going to make like the sand. We're going to make the planks for the pier, and we'll see what we come up with. Hey Zero, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. I'm just going to see if I can bring the chat up, plus I'm going to update a few things. Been a while since I was on here. Oh yeah? Yeah, I mean, I did stop streaming for a little while, mainly for health reasons. I think it was like 6 months I didn't stream for. But the past 3 weeks, I've been consistently streaming again. I'm feeling a lot better now. And hopefully I can keep it up, get back into the swing of things, and actually release some gameplay for you guys to try in Dreams. Okay, let's just save this. Yes, I'll just jump in just now. So there's it's quite a big scale kind of area, but I think it'll look a lot better after today's stream, because we're going to remove all the blocky parts, and we're going to start to actually make some proper assets and texture them and colour them and place them around. So I think today we'll start to get a rough idea of how everything's going to start to look. And I'm hoping, so this is like the third stream of making this game. I'm hoping that maybe by the end of like stream 6 or stream 8, so that'll be like, you know, 6 to 8 weeks of work, I'll at least have this area done with all the quests, get all the gameplay in, and then I'll release this as like a playable level. But there's going to be like at least 8 to 10 other areas before chapter 1 is complete. But I'm not going to do what I did in the past and try and make like a full game or a full chapter before I release it. Because of the way Dreams is right now, I'm just going to release a good chunk and just let you guys play it. And then when the final full game's ready, you know, obviously I'll add a lot of tweaks and cutscenes and all these kind of things and tie it all together. Because I don't know how many people still play Dreams, how many people are still creating in Dreams. So I'm just trying to take it more casually now. I'm just going to update the title, the game title, Dreams, with the thumbnail. That should be it. Now to get the comments up. But I should be streaming for a good couple of hours today, so we should get more objects done. This was like the little seashell that I quickly made. I'm not really that happy with it. It was just something I made like really quickly. But to be honest, I think I'm just going to do that. Like, I'm going to make assets like, because I've never really made natural assets before. anything I've made is more like man-made things that you would see in like a room, you know. So I tried to make some rocks. This is kind of like the cliff edge. I think it'll look better once I texture it and paint it. I'm going to layer it as well, so there might be like some degradation on it, and you know, some different colours, like some moss growing on the walls. But I think one of the main things I need to make now is the sand, because that's like, it's a big deal. So right now I've just got like this big sort of plane here, and I was thinking, I don't know if I should just transform it all into sand, or if I should make like smaller chunks of sand, that way I can, you know, transform it a bit better. I can also add a bit more detail, because I think if I start adding detail like just to this plane here, it'd be kind of cumbersome to try and like detail it all. Plus I think the more detail you add to an individual object, there's like a limit to it. So I think I'll just make like, not a cookie, but something of that effect, and I can just like say this was sand, and then I can just sort of, you know, do like that and just kind of duplicate it, you know, and like I'll make flat parts, I'll make like ridges that you can climb up, just to make it a bit more interesting. But I'm going to have to make like two parts for the sand. I'm going to have to make a part for the edge, because I don't want it to be like a straight line. I want it to kind of, you know, curve in a little bit. So I'll probably make like something that's a bit more curvy on the edges, and then maybe I'll make another piece that's more flat, with some like ridges on the top. But we'll see how this goes, because I've never done this kind of stuff before, so I have no idea if it's going to turn out well or not. Right, let me just bring this chat up before I properly get started. Here we go. Hello, Hal Schmoomin. I didn't see your comment pop up on the PlayStation. This is why I always have to rely on the YouTube chat, because the PlayStation one, it's so unpredictable. Okay. So we know what sand looks like, but what's the best way to do it? Because I know you can add like the new stickers, and you can make really nice looking sand, but I think you mentioned, Small Who Man, I think you mentioned like the stickers can make the PS4 version quite laggy, and since this is like a big area, and you know, if you're on top of like the cliff and you're looking down, you can see the stickers everywhere, so I don't know if that would affect performance. I'll definitely need to load up the PS4 again, just to test and see how this performs, because I do want it to work quite well on both systems, you know. There's nothing worse than having a really laggy kind of game. Right, so I'm going to try and make the sand. Wish me luck here. This could be a disaster. But I think most things you would start with like a sphere. I'm just going to put the studio lighting on because it's a bit easier to see. I think the sphere is the best thing because it's well rounded. Plus you can manipulate it a little bit, so I think I'll just manipulate it a bit and then maybe add like some bumps and stuff, but we'll see, because I want to make like a big sand piece, that way I don't need to duplicate it like a million times, you know, because that would be quite frustrating, I think. Yeah, stickers up close to the screen cause massive frame drops regardless of size for some reason for me. Oh, that's a pain. I think I'm kind of over stickers now, because when they first came out I thought they were really cool, but to be honest, you don't really need them because you can still paint stuff on top, and you can also change like the fleck design normally. It was just kind of cool for like wood and stuff because it saved me a bit of time because you could make like the wood streaks with the stickers. But now it means I would have to manually paint them all on now. But to be honest, it doesn't take that long to manually paint, you know, a plank of wood. So I don't think I should worry about it too much. So let me see here. So if I make the sand, obviously I can... Oh, hold on. What did I do wrong here? Obviously I can enlarge this. It's just about getting the proportion right, because I want it to be something that's... that I can kind of reuse constantly, you know. Right, I'm just going to experiment a little bit with this, right? I'll make some kind of cookie shape. Oh, hold on. Look how glitchy that is when you go inside. Look, everything's all blue and look cubey. Look, it's like some kind of music visualizer. That would be quite cool if you want to make a music visualizer for your crinkly tracks. Just zoom inside a sculpt like this. The things that you come across randomly. Right, so we'll put that there. Let me see here if I just turn up the blend. See, hard blend could work as well, because when you work with like sand, it's not like it's not like sand is smooth, but you know how it kind of got like those little lines that kind of go in and out. So let me see how am I going to do this? Let me just... This could take a wee bit of work, right? Because I'm just kind of experimenting here, you know. I don't know if I'll make it like curvy, like all the way. See how this looks, because once I start placing it down, I'll get a better idea of how it's going to be, you know. Right, so just as an example, right, let me see if this works properly. Because I could like tilt it a little bit like that, you know, and just kind of make like kind of turn it round and things, you know. Just try to see what works best, you know. And then I'll obviously have like another sand piece that's more flat that would kind of, you know, go on the top. But I'll probably make another piece for that. We'll see how this goes. This could be a disaster, right? But it's all a work in progress, right? So we can always edit this later. Should be fine for texturing sand since you won't really be putting the camera up close to it. Yeah. I mean, it is a first person game, so it's possible, like if you're standing with the camera and you look down, I mean, you could technically see quite well, but you're not going to like zoom, you know, right there. You know, maybe like the walls you can do that, but maybe the ground not so much. But let me update this a little bit because I want to put like I don't know if it's best to just, where is it? Hold on. So I've got it in stamp. If I put smear on, like maybe I could, where is it? I don't think it, does it not let you blend when you use smear? Because I was going to like draw some lines in the sand, but obviously if it doesn't blend, let me try that again. Hold on. I'll just make it like a really small sphere. Right, hold on. I need to put the, where is it? The snap. It's been so long, I can't even remember. Is it this one? Surface snap? Let me see. Right. So yeah, just wanted to like add like just like, you know, little marks in the sand, you know, like I don't know how crazy I'm going to do this because I just wanted to add something that was like had some kind of extra texture, you know, like even if you don't see it that well. And obviously I can add some ridges onto the top, just a little kind of trails and stuff, you know, like it's kind of veiny, you know. Like I don't know if that would be, so I don't want to overdo it, but like this is a pretty crinkly beach, so we can just sort of say like this is normal. Just try to like put some depressions and some thicker parts on top, but let me see if I change the colour just to, can you imagine a beach like that yellow? That would be a disaster. Right. Like that's just to get an idea of how it would look. So I kind of want it to sink kind of into the ocean, you know. But like this is just for like the edges and stuff. And I'll add another sand piece maybe. Like I could edit this sand piece to be honest, and just reuse the one. to save a bit of thermal, but I don't. It's like if you reuse the same asset, it kind of gets in the way of like if I add like, I don't know, like crazy things on top. Oh, that's not what I meant. Like if I add like crazy things on top, when you start duplicating it, it kind of bumps out, you know. But anyway, I'll just make a second piece. For me, it's just it's easier to get my mind around it, you know. So what am I doing here? Right, so we're back to stamping. I just need to take off the surface snap. Okay. And I'll just kind of make the same kind of thing again. Just make it a wee bit thicker so I've got more room to play around with, you know. And then all I need to do now is I kind of want it to be flat, but not too flat, you know. I don't know about the edges if I'll... Let me see. Right, so that was a soft blend, a hard blend. Now that would look terrible. It's going to mess about with some shapes. See, it's a bit too much. Let me see if I put the blend down a little bit. Might need to use a different shape, I don't know, because the donut might be okay because it's already got like a funky kind of shape, you know. It's like I don't want to make it too noticeable, you know. Just to make it a wee bit more bumpy, you know. And then I'll just do the same thing I did before, just kind of put lines all over it. Need to go back to the smear. That was a bit much. See. I think you can right, you can kind of pick these up. Oh, look at that, it's cool how that animates. If you just kind of move it, it looks like a worm is kind of going across the sand. I don't know if this will even look good, to be honest. Oh, what happened here? That was weird. Don't know if I've added too much detail or something. It's kind of weird when you start doing that. I think it's just like adding like too much detail, so it's starting to automatically decrease, you know. I don't know, I'm just kind of mucking about here. Hey Stu, hope you're doing well. I'm making some terrible sand. Terrible, terrible sand. I think I did like the same colour on each. Just make them a bit rougher. Just try experiment and see what works, you know. This has got added detail. This has low detail. I think the low detail actually works better for the sand, just because sand it is kind of ugly, you know. Finer sand looks a bit too fine, you know. Beuveretta hates crinkly. Greetings, new Stimo. I hate sand, it's coarse and rough and it gets everywhere. I know I've still got sand in my shoes from like 10 years ago. Hello Swickful! Nice to see you again. Let me see. I don't really mess with these kind of settings, so... Oh my god, look at that. If you want to make like a really big eyesore, man, that's what you would do for the looseness. But it looks a bit more like sand. The more you can get sand like this that looks really nice, you know. But I think I'm just gonna go for the more mushy kind, you know. I think that'll do. Bo broke out of her cage again. Uh-oh. That cannot be good for anybody. Right, what does this do? What is this? Fleck perspective. Man, if you want to make like a smoke, that would be a good way to do it. Neatness. Nah, we don't need neatness for sand, do we? Nobody get that sand reference? I'll go cry in the corner. No, I thought you were just being serious, you know, because it makes sense, but what was it from? Hey crazy dude! Looking really good. Yeah, it's my first time making anything like this, so it's gonna be a bit, you know, flawed, but doing like Anakin Skywalker impression. I know, don't judge me, but I like Star Wars, but I just don't. There's only certain quotes I know. Everything else is like, God knows. Right. I might keep this plane here, like just see, like if I have like a bit poking out, I can just use this plane and be like as a backup, you know. Just use that as a backup. Just got to get that looseness up again, you know. Right, we'll just leave it like that. So let's see if we can make some progress here. I'll start adding more details to some of these other objects, and obviously I'll fix like the colors and all these kind of things as we progress. Is this going to be first person or third? I ask because I kind of prefer third. You never know, like I might do it like Skyrim where you can toggle first or third, because I still plan to make like a full character with like a face and everything, you know. What the hell is this? What the hell is that? I don't even know what this is. That's lucky I noticed that. What is that? Is that coming from there? Jeez. Can I delete that without deleting the whole thing? I think there must have been like a little smear and I must have painted over here. Oh god. Right, we'll just go with the old models. But yeah, the plan is to make it first person, but like I said, if I can get it to work in third person, I will. Third person takes a little more work, I think, to get things right, you know. And I'm also planning to make like another RPG in the future that is third person, so I will have like a dedicated game for that. Man, this one just went to hell, because look, you can't even see any of the lines I made. Can third person be like an option then? I guess it wouldn't be too difficult to implement it. Because like I said, I'm going to design the full character. It's not going to be like this where you just see the, you know, the sword and the shield. I'm going to make a proper character because I want to make cutscenes and I want to make you see the character. So yeah, I'm planning on making let's say third person compatibility. Let's see. See, I don't want to make it too large because then it's like a bit too mental. But see, this is what I wanted. I wanted like little ridges, you know, like it kind of goes down and it goes up, you know, just kind of natural. And any little creases we see, like I'll fix it by putting like rocks around and little bits of grass and these kind of things, you know. Make sure you lower thermal. Yeah, will do. The good thing is, since these are all duplicates, I think if you lower one, it lowers them all. I think, don't quote me on that, but I think that's normally how it works. I'll test that now, actually, just now that I'm thinking about it, because I don't want to go too far, you know. Yeah, so it does it for everything, which is good. How crazy would that look? Yeah, because I already changed the looseness on it, so it just kind of went crazy. So I'm going to delete like this little shell and stuff, these little rocks. I just put them there as an example last time. I don't think these rocks are actually going to be here. I think this is the same rock, I just duplicated it, I think. So I think I can delete one. They rock, yeah, absolutely. It's like for this you can see that it's clearly flecky. I might need to... Is it in here? Is it coat or style? I never remember. Maybe it's coat? No. Is it? No, I think this is just for the colours. Hold on. It must be style then. You can change the fleck to make it something a bit more sandy. Let me see. So the dots look a bit better. Let me see. Like if I make lines, would that look... No. It says hexagon, but the image didn't look very hexagon. Let me see the circle. Well, we could use the circle and just make them a bit smaller. But obviously we've got dots, which is good as well. Might just go with the dots. See if I can change these up a bit. Right, so I've made everything like a dot. Dots would be more preferable, yeah. I think it looks okay. I mean, they're a bit too straight, but I think I can... I know you can go into like the fleck option, but I'm going to see if I can just change it here. Oh my god. I don't want to make it like that, it's a bit too wild, I think. And that's if they're neat. See, that would look okay in some instances, like, because you know you get some sand that's like very straight and organised. But I kind of like that it's a little bit messy. Look at that. Sandgrass. What's this? Right, that's good. Ruffle's good because it kind of turns them about a bit. I guess that's alright. Need to bring them off the ground as well. See, if I bring it back, it does look good when it's like that, like. But I don't know, I think like just making it a bit more messy, it just kind of looks a bit better, I think. See, I could even just use this one and like just tilt it a little bit, you know, like I could do that. And I wouldn't even need to use these like all the way across. I could just just supplement it a little bit, put the two together maybe, just to create like a bit of variation. Because making one piece would be better, I think, than making tons and tons, you know. We'll see how that goes. You know what, I think I'll keep it simple for now, right? I'll take away this piece I made here. And I'll just try and reuse the one thing, you know, as much as possible for now. Keep it simple. And then if I want to add some extra detail later, I can do that. Just need to watch because I don't want things overlapping, you know. I think I'll just delete some of these blocks, bring this character up a little bit. So the way I've made it is like it's just because this area I want to make it like come off the edge here, so I had to tilt it a little bit, but obviously these blocks are quite big, but when we get to the next section I'll flatten it more like this, you know. But I can start deleting some of these things because this was just like reference points for like rocks and stuff. I think the bumpy look works better for grassy fields, but usually beaches are more flat with slight inclines, you know? Yeah, I get what you're saying. It depends, like, if it's a beach where people, like, go, like, to sunbathe and stuff, like, yeah, it would be, like, pretty flat, but if you go to, like, a British kind of beach, you know, it's, like, it's just a disaster, you know? But I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I could make it slightly less bumpy. Definitely. I think like some of these pieces are just a bit too big, maybe. Maybe I'll make them a bit smaller. That's the thing, when you build like these kind of pieces, it's like getting them all to fit together and not be too nuts, you know? Like if I just bring this over to the edge here, let me see if I can... So like if I got that, if I like took out this part, it would probably look a bit better, you know? What am I doing? Do you know what I mean? Like if I just build something that's just specific for the edge, you know? That way I don't need to worry about hold on. I don't need to worry about the bumpy part kind of coming on to the mainland, you know? Like if I made something like that, you know? That way I can get what I'm looking for but not make it too bumpy here, so we can keep it a bit flatter, you know? Just means I have an extra piece because I had to edit this one. But I think that is better. Don't even know if I'm going to use these, I'm just going to keep them up there for now. Let's see if I update that, then I'll just maybe that works a bit better just for the edges, you know. Definitely better. Yeah. Suppose I could keep this slightly bumpier piece for like the odd little thing here and there, you know. Just make this one a little bigger maybe. It's looking okay. I'm not really going to get to explore up this part, but I'm going to obviously detail it anyway because you can see in the distance. But yeah, this is pretty much a learning curve for me. Never, never done this kind of stuff before. Since this is in the distance, it doesn't need to be too perfect, you know. But this is normally what I like to do. I like to like just kind of play around with like the placement of things, and I like to like merge, you know, like other things together just to kind of see how things look. Like you said, it's all about the blending. Let me see, so I could probably still use this piece because, hold on. Still a little bumpy. Yeah, it's still a little bumpy, but it's not too bad. me just delete these things. Also, since I used like the flat plane, I could literally just like blend this bumpy part into the flat bit, and it's kind of like you have like a flat portion, you know. But I'm trying to stay away from like making a really flat surface because I think it's really boring, you know. I think it's good to have some bumps here and there. But obviously you just don't want to overdo it. Especially when you blend it, because it kind of... you kind of need to reach the certain height, you know. But I can change the size as well. Guess I can overlap some sand on the pier. I don't think it would be that bad. I'll just grab like some of these and just throw them over here. Yeah, I've seen too many flat surfaces in some Dreams games, makes everything look so artificial. It's about striking a good balance. Yeah, I think people forget that kind of thing, you know, like when you put a floor down, you just expect it to be flat, you know. Yeah, you need to get a nice little balance going. Some little bumps and like verticality as well. You want to go up and down and round, and you know, if everything's too flat, it just doesn't look doesn't look real. Like you just wouldn't have that, you know. But anyway, this part over here doesn't really matter too much because you're not really going to see this bit, so I might just like bump up one big kind of sand piece. This is where the ship's going to be that crash landed. Got shipwrecked, I should say. How's this going to look? Let me see. Right, because when you go under here, I'm going to make it like still going to be sandy, but maybe a bit flatter when you go inside here. What sort of enemies will there be? Things like mutant crabs. There's going to be a siren. What else? Maybe some seagulls. You know, just like mostly like animals and stuff, but like really, really crinkly kind of animals, you know. You know what? Let me just. I'll just put it like that for now. Oh my god, there's floating UFO sands everywhere. Okay. Well, that was my first thing. I just wanted to make it like slope into the ocean, you know. Just a little bit, you know. Just have a little slope, and then when we get here, it's more flat. But obviously, there's some bumpiness. This is going to be blocked off by trees and rocks and stuff. But if you see in the distance, you can kind of see it stretches on for a little bit. Over here, same thing. Obviously, we're not going to have the big UFO shadows coming on top of it. Plus, once we add the proper lighting, I'm going to make the sun gadget like really strong. So I'm hoping the sand really pops with the sun. You know, it looks really, really hot to the touch. You know. But yeah, if anyone's got any suggestions for some enemy designs, let me know. Just try to make stupid things, to be honest. Right, so I know I could keep going with the sand and plot the sand out for like this entire section, but I think that's a bit boring, so we'll focus on this sort of section for now. I have these big pieces here that I had for the islands, so I can probably replace them with these. You know. See, I like how like I made a curve, right, but when you put it in the water, it creates some natural curves around it. See that I like when things blend like that, because it sort of does some of the work for you, you know. Like if I wanted to make something like that, you know, it's like a different shape, but I didn't need to do it myself, you know. I just kind of naturally done it. Obviously, I'll put some trees and stuff over there. See how I just like how it blends with the water, you know, like it kind of creates like a natural kind of thing. Seagulls with swords or sticks in their mouth. Yeah, could do. Just dropping grenades on you. Grabs with knuckle dusters. Or crabs, yeah. Something wild. But I'm definitely going to have like a big, this block was meant to illustrate a big king crab. So it's going to be absolutely massive. Right, so we've kind of got the sand there, we've got some of the ideas. I'll fill out like these islands just because that's kind of fast to do. Depends how crazy you want to go or grounded. Yeah, I think it's balanced. It's like, it's crazy, but not like so nuts that it's so absurd, you know. Like, I want it to be funny, you know, but we don't need to do anything like extreme. Put one over here. It's just kind of good just to like flesh this out a wee bit. That's the big island where the killer crab's going to be. Okay. Let me see how those islands look from a distance. Not too bad, not too bad. Once I start adding like the trees and the rocks and stuff, I think it'll look quite good. Plus there's going to be like these giant whales that come out of the come out of the ocean, so there's going to be a lot of like background details as well. It's not just going to be what's happening here, it's like you can see like things swimming around, and even though you can't interact with them, I'm going to try and make the world come to life, you know. So at least we've got some idea of the sand here. Right, I'll fill this little bit in here, but we'll focus on like this main part for now. So I need to put in the planks for the docks, the bit of wood that holds them up. Got a really bad seashell here. I'll probably make another clam kind of shell, make a few different colours, fix up this wall and the rocks, and I want to make a treasure chest as well, some palm trees, maybe make some like coconuts or something around the place. And this box here is going to be like it's kind of like the guy that manages the docks, you know. He has this little stall here, and I'm probably going to make like a few bits of equipment, you know, lifeguard kind of stuff and things to repair ships and whatever, barrels and, you know, containers. You're going to use pre-built assets for the beached ship or your own. Oh yeah, I think if there's anything really complicated like that, I suppose if I can find something that looks good from the community, I'll use it. But if we're going to explore the inside of it, I might need to customize it, so I might just make my own. But that'll definitely be like one of the later assets we'll make, because I think that'll be quite tough to make. Right now I'm just focusing on like the little things just to give the scene some life, and then everything else is mostly just like trees and rocks, and even over here in the little cove we're going to make, it's just rocks really, some moss, and I need to make some grass as well, like some dried grass, you know, on those British beaches. When you walk on the sand, you always like jag your foot on that really dry kind of grass that pokes out, so I'm going to put some of that around and maybe put it on the top of the cliffs here as well. So it's not going to be like a pure paradise beach that you see on postcards, it's going to be more like a very rustic kind of beach. I was going to say what the hell is that, but I think it's just this rock poking through. But obviously we'll update that, get the proper proportions and things right. So let me see what we're doing now. So we need to make these planks. I just made like these really quickly. I don't know how big and wide this is actually going to be. I guess this is an alright width for it, maybe. So I'll make the planks like this wide. We'll see how that goes. Hey Robo Killer! nice to see you again. Hope you're keeping well. We made some sand for our shore. We've got the level kind of mapped out. So now we're just creating like some assets and figuring some of the finer details out, you know. Let me put some kind of grid on here. Right, that's a big map. Hopefully thermal is going to keep up. Yeah, I think it will, to be honest. We're just going to reuse a lot of the same assets. So like the sand is the one asset. The trees, the bushes, they're all going to be the same. I'm going to make them sculpted. I'm not going to use paint because then that would destroy everything. The cliff walls, the rocks, the shells. So I think if I reuse the same assets for the vast majority of it, you know, like even those big cliffs in the background, like I could just like scale this up and, do you know what I mean, just put that there, you know, and I think that would be fine. Obviously I'll tidy up the thermal and the graphics and stuff. For me, I think the graphics will be okay. It's more the gameplay, but I think the gameplay will be fine. Once I add the character and the enemies, that's the biggest problem. But yeah, I've never made an area this big before. I tend to just make like small rooms and stuff. But the thing is, with small rooms, they actually take up a lot of thermal because you need to pack it full of stuff. Full of little objects, and I try and keep every object like 1%, but sometimes you've got objects that have different materials, so obviously you need to use another %, or if you want to animate it, again, you need to keep that in mind. Right, let's make a huge plank of wood then, shall we? Don't know how thick the plank would be. Make it like that. That would be alright, right? See, I hate having to like texture wood. I prefer using the sticker, but apparently too much stickers lag the place out, so yeah, hopefully the player character gameplay stuff isn't going to be very costly. Usually while making a game in Dreams, you have to sacrifice one of two things, gameplay or graphics. Yeah, if I have to sacrifice graphics, I'll probably make everything very colourful and saturated, you know, that way I don't need to make realistic graphics. I can just make something that's very cartoony, and you know, you can make the graphics like really low quality, but they kind of fit with the art style. The gameplay is going to be very simple. You've got a sword, you've got a shield, you can open up an inventory. The enemy eye, I'm going to make it very simple. They attack you, they have an animation to walk, you know, just nothing too crazy. It's not like Dark Souls, it's just going to be stupid combat. I don't want to spend too much time making combat in this because I don't think people are really going to care, you know, about this really deep combat system. Just going to try and make a world that's very well fleshed out, good story and characters and gameplay that's good enough that, you know, you can just get through it without too much stress. Imagine an infinite thermal mode, that would be the dream. I know, if they ported it to the PS5, I'm sure we would have got something a bit closer to that. It would have been a nice feature on PC, but it never happened. You know, I watched the Mark Haley interview and he was like, there was a PC version, I guess they were using it as developers, but it just never got finished, you know. Walk the plank. Let me see. Let me take this off. Try and just put like little dents in the wood, you know. I always feel like I'm going to like overdo it, you know. I'm going to like I just want like a few little details here and there, but I know me, I'll end up just going nuts and putting dents everywhere, you know. So if I put on like the hard blend, it might be a bit mad. Yeah, a bit mad. Oh, it's first person. For some reason I just automatically thought it would be top down. Alright, this the game mode for this, yeah. We might put a third person mode in. I'm sure it won't be too difficult. But yeah, I do want to make a top down game at some point, I just don't know when, you know. Still got my survival horror game to chip away at, you know. Isometric Diablo fantasy adventure. See if they added multiplayer, I would definitely make something like that. Because I remember on Little Big Planet, there used to be some really cool top-down stuff, if you remember. So yeah, I would definitely do that in Dreams. But since there's no multiplayer, there's local multiplayer, but I don't know how many people actually use that. Plus, I think if you try and use remote play, it doesn't work properly. Apparently it like logs you out or something, so you can't play anything online, which is kind of stupid. Let me test something here. I'm just going to... Normally I paint on top of things, right? So... Oh, not paint mode, what am I doing? Right, let me just do this as an example, right? Not a whole opacity. I'm just testing something here. I'm probably not going to use this. I'm just going to see if I paint it, and then normally I would like paint the whole thing one colour, then I would add the detail. I just wanted to see if I add the detail and change the colour this way, how it would look. Right, it kind of changes everything, right? Just in case I wanted to change the colour later, you know, I could do this and it would do it, you know. But anyway. going to do this again, hold on. I think I will just use this because then it means if I want to change the colour later I can. Painting this is going to be the biggest annoyance though, because there's obviously a lot of detail that goes into like wood and stuff, you know. I wish I could straighten this. I don't know if there's like a shortcut to do it, but it just does not work well for me. I'm quiet because I'm like super concentrated. Because I'm trying to do something that doesn't look like trash, you know. Like, I hate making wood, man. It's just not my thing, you know. I don't even know how that looks, but it's more like a laminated floor than anything. Use the beach method. Oh my god, not going to use the beach method. I'll be here all day. Like, it looks good for a laminated floor, you know. I think I just need to like hold on. I just need to, I could make it more sandy as well, you know, like a glaze of sand on top, but I think we need to add like those little stupid marks that go on. You know, it's got like those little spots and stuff, but just kind of. As you can probably tell, I'm not an artist. I just experiment. Experiment and see what kind of works, you know. Hold on, let me bring this up a bit. I think I'm going to have to blend it a bit more because see, I'm better when I blend things because then it looks a bit better, you know, like, because then I don't need to put like stupid detail into stuff, you know. I can just kind of like throw this on top and it kind of works, you know. Because it kind of looks like bits of sand kind of blue on top of it, you know. So I think that's what I want, just to make it a bit more sandy on top of the texture, you know. I can even make it a little green as well, you know, because it's like kind of rotted a little bit, you know. I don't want to make it too much, you know what I mean. Let me try it again, hold on. Just put the opacity down a little bit, you know. Maybe put like a little bit of yellow in it, maybe like dirty kind of yellow, you know. I don't know. I think it looks a bit better now, but still, obviously it's not that detailed, you know, it's kind of... I think it gets the job done, for now at least. So let me see. I don't know if I should put them close together or leave like a little gap. You know, sometimes there's like a little gap in between. So I don't know if I should do it like that or like that. Obviously I'll rotate some of these just to make it a little different from each other. because obviously you've got like the same pattern that's going on, so I can rotate and flip them around and try and make it a bit more interesting. Just need to make the big poles, the wooden bits that go on the side to hold it up, you know. But it looks alright, like see if you're not really paying attention. Like I'll flip a few of them round and maybe I'll paint the bottom part to flip it round, but I think it gets the job done more or less. Right, so I'll need to make the support that goes into the sea. Get a cylinder for that. It's crazy how long like this stuff takes. Like I thought I was going to get more done because we've literally just made the sand in this plank. We'll probably have some time to texture the rock and the wall, but I don't think I'll have time to make the palm tree today. But if I can get the walls and the rocks done, plant them around, I think the shore will start to come together quite nicely, I think. Right. I don't know if they would go to the side or... I think they go through, don't they? Put the grid back on, hold on. I'll just make it like that, I think. And then I'll stretch it down into the sea. I don't know how high up this would be though, like if it would just be like a little bit, because I know like they tie things onto this, so I guess I'll make it that size. If I need to lift it up a little bit, then obviously I will. Right, so the same deal with this. I'll just try and cut little bits out, you know, on the edges, I think. Gotta add some mad radioactive barnacles and gunk coming on the bottom of those supports. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, let's do that. Just putting in little stupid chips and stuff, you know. Okay. Could try and put like bits going down the side, but I think I'm going to just texture it, so I don't think it would matter too much. Right, so I'll just try and paint this the best I can, but do what I did last time, try and find the same kind of colour. But obviously I'm going to mess it all up. Obviously, like, the closer to the water it is, yeah, the more gunky it's going to be. So let's see. I'll do the same thing I did actually with the planks. I'll just make like some darker lines. I wish you could increment this. I don't know if you can, but if you can increment this by pressing the up button instead of like trying to balance this, you know, it's a bit of a pain. Right, do this. Yeah, a bit annoying how resizing also affects the blending. Yeah, it's annoying. Just try and do something similar that I did on the last bit, you know. Nothing too wild. Tons of those little quirks that sadly will never get fixed. Yeah, we're just going to have to make do with what we've got. Right. It's alright. It's good because we can just say like, oh, it's supposed to be cartoony, you know, if it doesn't look realistic, you know. I think if I get a bit more practice with this kind of stuff, it wouldn't be too bad. Just realised I wasn't using the surface snap. I should have been using that. No, that looks bad. Done. I think I'll just try and darken it a bit again. Remember when they teased baked lighting? Did that ever come? Did it? I don't know. I know they added baked animations and things, then objects, but I don't know about lighting. Maybe. like proper messed up on the bottom. We got baked something, but I don't think it was lighting. Yeah, it was just baked beams. Let me see if I put something really dark, you know. Like, yeah, this looks good. Proper. You're not probably not going to see this part of it, but if we kind of darken it a bit, it looks kind of funky. Some more green back on it again. But yeah, if we can put like some kind of barnacles on it, I think it would look good. It's proper rotten right now. I just need to like create something for this part maybe. I think I'll just put the green stuff on top of it. Just add some definition into these little cracks here, you know, little chipped parts. Even though there's like 3 in the scene, baked lighting would have been awesome, though, especially when it says there's too many spotlights. Yeah, that's true. Goes nuts for spotlights. For the top, you could just put a circle fleck on top so it looks like those aging rings on the logs. Yeah, I try to put something like it, yeah. I remember from biology, they're called cambium rings. Just going to put some definition around the edges just to make it stand out a little bit more, you know. probably more I could do to really make it pop, you know. But it does look really grimy, right? Maybe stick in some rusted nails too. Yeah, I could do that. I mean, it's going to add more thermal, but I think it could be quite cool. Just don't like how muddy it looks. Like it probably could do with like a little more definition, like turn that off. Maybe it's better when you do this because then you get a bit more control. Just hate that it doesn't line up properly when you go into this mode. See, I hate how it blends too much or it doesn't blend at all. It's like, it's a pain. So I'm gonna have to like do it this way, you know. Still think it's too much. That first one looks terrible. Looks okay. Gives it a bit more texture, I suppose. Right, I'll just duplicate these just now, just so we get an idea for the structure. Hold on, I'm going to do it like this so it doesn't move so much. What the hell? I'm trying to figure out how many planks do you think would be in the middle? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not exact, but it's like roughly like 5 in the middle. Looks alright. I don't know. I guess that's how many you would make. Obviously, these aren't really connected, you know. It's just smoke and mirrors, but Plus, I'm not an architect. I don't really know how these things balance. You know, how much weight you would need to put on this for how much support beams you would need. But it looks alright. It does the job, I think, without going too far. Obviously, I'll need to edit this flow of water, but it looks cool. On the edge here, I can probably add like a little bit of sand, because obviously it's like somebody's sweeped it all off, you know, like it doesn't actually go, you know, like I could maybe do something like, hold on, let me see. Yeah, let me move this one a bit more so it's kind of coming onto the plank a little bit. I think that looks a bit better. Obviously I'll just fill that back up again. That water looks so good. How is it so smooth? I've got no idea. I didn't make it. That's the only asset I didn't make, because I was like, I don't know how to make water. I mean, you can kind of see the flex, and it's all kind of wavy flex, but it looks good. I'll just need to slow it down, and maybe it's not a stream, you know, so it's going to have to kind of bob around. But anyway, I put the sand like that. I guess that's a bit better. Plus, I like how like the sand kind of goes in the little gaps, because that's quite realistic. Obviously, I could paint more, or I could put more thin sand pieces just to do like a glaze of sand, or like some sand footprints or something. But like just to have like an example. Do you know what I mean? Like if I did something like that, you know, like there's just like little patches of sand just kind of going around, you know. But I'm not going to do that because it kind of bumps out too much. I would have to like create just a smaller piece. I could minimize this, but I think this is too fat, you know. So, you know, stuff like this, like see if I just put it in like into like the cracks of the boards and stuff. See, this is like the little details I like to add, just like little things like that, you know. I think it just gives it a bit more depth, you know. So it looks a little more interesting, you know. But obviously I would do more and bring it out a wee bit. But I could definitely update this to make it a bit more damaged, and I could even delete some planks just to make it look like it's a bit more damaged. But what I'll do for now is I'll make a copy of this. I just need to make sure I'm selecting everything without selecting the sand. Because it's got gaps in it, so the cursor might go through the planks and I might select the wrong thing. Oh. get all these as well. Group it together. I think that was everything. Right. Doesn't need to be exact, but just roughly. Oops. Right, so it's starting to come together. This is the part I like, because like blocking out the levels is cool and everything, but once you start to fill in the blanks, you know, you start to feel it come alive. So we'll obviously put more objects on here, like some rope and whatever, some oars or something from someone's boat. We'll put in the rocks and some of the grass, and once we texture all these walls and stuff and put the palm trees in, just piece by piece, I think this area is going to look really good. But yeah, I'll focus on getting this part looking really good first, and then we'll expand and we'll do this part, obviously, and then we'll come around here and do the other islands. So in the top part with the cliff, so there's a lot to get done, a lot of the finer details to organise. I'll just do a quick save here. I should probably actually save online because we've did a decent amount of progress so far, so it would make sense if we saved online, because I don't like to make too many online saves, especially now that you're more limited by memory because they changed the servers and stuff. Right, so at least that's kind of done, so let's do the rock here, right? So I always keep a backup just in case I mess it up. I don't know if any of you guys do that, but it's like if I paint it wrong, it's like I know you can paint over it again and start again, but I don't know if that adds more memory, you know? Like I don't know if it deletes the paint underneath or it keeps that paint even though you can't see it. So I'm just kind of cautious now. I like to keep a blank one, and then once I'm happy with it, I'll delete the old model. Right, so what I'll do first is I'll try my best to give this a bit more texture without using the stickers, because I really want to use the stickers because it would save me a lot of time, but normally I would do like a lot of effort on this and like I can't be bothered, so I think I'll just like texture like this little half. We'll see how this looks, because I think I can duplicate it. Hold on. Right, it's a little more tricky. it's difficult because it's not flat. It's a little more awkward. I don't know if I take off the surface snap, if that would help. Probably not. Nah. You know what? Let's just do it the crazy way, right? This is the way I used to do it. Just like texture everything, like every angle. Because duplicating it, it wasn't really working that well for me there. So, but I probably won't go. I say I won't go too crazy with this, but I know I'm going to try and texture everything here. It doesn't need to be too detailed, you know. By the way, screw doing this with a PlayStation 5 controller. I'm using the PS4 controller because it's a lot lighter and smaller. If I had to do this wrist movement with the PS5 controller, I think I would snap my wrists off. I was playing around with the sculptor tool on Blender. It's pretty robust. Oh, it's pretty good. If it's anything like Dreams, then that's pretty handy because then we can just transfer our skills straight into that, you know. I know you used to have to use like other tools to like sculpt, like Mudbox and ZBrush, but if the Blender sculpting is good, then I guess I'll just stick with that. Especially because it's all free, right? I think I went around. Just need to do like the top part now. So there's probably better techniques for doing this, but I'm just not experienced enough to know, you know. But this works, so, and I don't mind if it takes me a little bit longer because we're going to reuse this rock quite a lot, so it's all good. Yeah, it's like ZBrush to an extent. Yeah, no doubt ZBrush has probably got more features and it's more powerful because it's more dedicated, but if Blender can do the job, it's good enough for me, you know. But like my plan was to like not abandon Dreams, but like start to spend more time in Blender and Unreal Engine 5, and then because of before I was like diagnosed, and even then I was feeling quite sick, and now that I'm trying to recover, I just don't want to stress myself out trying to learn all these things right away. So it's a bit pushed back a little bit now, but I'm still going to get into it at some point. So I will learn Blender, I will get into some game engine, and I will start to make some more commercial games in the future. But my problem is that I want to make like these big kind of ambitious games, and like to make that on an indie scale is like almost impossible. Whereas in Dreams it's a little more possible because it's such a fast tool set that you could technically make something bigger scale, but obviously since it's just non-commercial, you can get away with a lot of things because people won't, you know, judge it as hard, but at the same time they might not respect it as much either. So there's even a simulated cloth brush which adds creases. Wish Dreams had that. Oh my god, that, oh my crease, that would have been amazing. An automatic crease button. What year are we living in? That's just magic. Makes sense, man. Yeah, once you dive in, it will definitely be a time sink. Yeah, because I mean, you've got to learn Blender, plus you've got to learn the actual engine itself, and then you've got to learn how it all works, actually making a game in these other engines, and something I want to do, and I definitely will do it. I just don't know when. I still want to get my survival horror game out, at the very least. And projects like this, I'll just keep making them as long as I'm having fun and as long as you guys like it. And we'll see once I start releasing this, you know, it's like, okay, here's part one, here's part two, and we'll just kind of take it from there. Because I don't think a lot of people still play Dreams, so like this isn't my priority anymore. It's not like, oh, I need to make tons of games of Dreams and stuff. It's like, nah, I'm just gonna do this for fun and come up with some gaming concepts. Maybe I improve my game dev skills if I, you know, keep making games in general, and then I can transfer all that into proper engine stuff, you know. Anyway, that's enough of that for me. So looks a little better. Again, nothing's ever perfect, but I think it looks okay. So let me see if I can just get like a good... See, the reason why I wanted to use the tint wheel was just because if you repaint it, it becomes a whole other object. So I'd rather just like texture it, but like if I want to change the rock to like a sandy kind of rock, and then I want to make more of like a, you know, a traditional kind of rock, I can. I just need to change the tint. I don't need to do anything too crazy, you know. So I'll just give it like a quick paint. We'll see what I can do, because it's a rock, so it's not going to be like super textured, but like I might put like some moss and stuff on it, just so it's not just a simple rock. What am I doing? Not browns. Let's go for the darker colour. I'll kind of go in like into like these creases, you know, try and define them a bit more, you know. Let me see if I can put the opacity up a little bit. See, that's why I don't like it, because it's like I don't want it to blend too much, but nothing too crazy, you know. I might just have to make it like as dark as I can. Just try and give it a bit more depth, even if it's nothing too crazy. It's almost like a cell shaded style when you think about it, like going over like the lines and stuff. It's not really what I'm trying to do, but think I'll quickly texture this and then I'll probably take a break. It's quite time consuming, all this game dev stuff, you know. I'm quite confident, like, on the next stream we'll be able to get more of the objects done, like the palm tree, the treasure chest, texture of the cliff walls, maybe get like the coconuts in, maybe start the shipwreck, just get some planks of wood and break them up a little bit, some barrels, just add a bit more detail to some of the sections around, you know. I don't want to go too crazy, like I said, like, as long as I get like a rough kind of dimension going here. And then I'll just, let me see how this would look if I just start making it a wee bit darker around. Let me see how it would look if I start to add like it's quite interesting, like, to make a kind of greeny kind of rock, but I don't know. I might just put like just little bits around, I don't know. Just little bits, I don't know. Something like that, just to give it a little something. Hey Spectron! We just finished making this big rock here. So we made all the sand, we made like the little dock pier. Now I'm hopefully I've got some rocks we can use around. You can use both sides, you know. Change the sizes, you know. So we can have a bit of fun with this, just sort of like putting things here and there, you know. Like I could put like a big rock like that. Also, what is this music? This is Final Fantasy music. It's actually like a Final Fantasy remix kind of thing. It's from Final Fantasy 7, 8 and 9, I think. I love Final Fantasy music, so it's always my go-to for soundtracks. I'm just kind of messing about here with the rocks, you know, just to make something a bit more interesting. So yeah, we'll play around with that. That's at least another little detail. So we've got the rocks, we'll add the palm trees, we'll get some of the dry kind of grass to put around, and then we'll sort out these walls, these cliff edges, and start littering the place around, like I said, with little bits of rope, some oars, you know, a little rowing boat here. But I think it's starting to come together a bit more, so that's what I hope to do for the next stream, just finish off more of these assets, texture a bit more, and then we can sort of finish off this little area and kind of get to like the other parts, fill those out with the islands and stuff. Once I get like the tree done, I can populate some of them around, and I think it will start to look pretty good. So it's slow progress, but I think like even just adding like the sand and stuff, it actually made like a big difference. So yeah, I'm hoping like every 2 weeks, so like every 8 weeks. So after the 8th stream, this is the 3rd one, so after the 8th stream I'm hoping this will be playable, and I can hopefully release it in Dreams just to test and see how it all goes. And that's kind of my plan. So like if I want to make like the next area, we can do that, or we can do the survival horror game again, and so we're always making something different every couple of months, and I'll release whatever I make, and hopefully within, you know, no time we'll have something that resembles more of a game over time. So yeah, I'm going to do another save here, make sure we don't lose that. I'll probably save online as well. Yeah, so decent progress, still a bit of work to be done, but I'm excited to get a few more of these things textured. Yeah man, making some food progress now, you're making me hungry. Some good progress, but there's a lot of things I still want to do, like building the big ship and doing like the big skull face on the mountain. Those things will probably take me a while to sculpt and get right. But all the little details, I think we'll get those done in the next stream and populate this area a little bit more. And I think once I start to remove all the blocks and start to put in all the proper detail, it's going to look pretty good, I think. So thanks everyone for hanging out today again. Hope you guys have a great week. I'm going to start trying to make more videos again as well, in addition to the streams. But I think three streams in a row, I think I'm getting consistent again, so hopefully we can keep that going. And like I said, every like 8 weeks, 2 months, you know, like have a good scene ready and playable. Rather than making like a full game, I'll just release the games in chunks, and then we can float around different projects. Sometimes we'll do this, sometimes we'll do the survival horror game, and then I can get more things released, more things done. I think it'll be good. Good, oops, yeah. You've got food on the mind. I'm getting hungry now. Bravo, do a great stream as always. Thanks very much, Stu. It was great to have you all here again. So I'm going to head off now. I'm probably going to get something to eat now. Feeling a bit lightheaded now. So take care everyone. Thanks for joining in today, and I'll see you in the next stream. Bye.